hold on. How do I? Hey,
What's good?
can you see me?
I can.
Okay, bet. What's up? What's up? How you doing?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing really
You got
good.
the here. You got the vibes playing.
Yeah, can you hear me well? Is it too loud or how?
Nah, it's perfect. I can hear you. It's all good.
Okay, cool. So, what's up, you guys? This is CTM's Mango Talk. And so I'm just gonna ask you a few questions. To be honest, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like an interview. Basically, I started this a few years ago, so I didn't really know what it was going to turn out to. I didn't know it was going to turn into like a podcast thing, whatever we're going to call this. But I'm just appreciative that you're here. You know that I can speak to you. And if you want, you can go ahead and just like introduce yourself. I'm going to ask you a few questions, so we can
For
just talk.
sure. Yeah,
All
I appreciate you having me on. This is always I'm always appreciative of people sharing energy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because that's kind of the mission. I know we get kind of bogged down in doing our own thing, but it's
right.
cool to collaborate and shit. So yeah, I appreciate you having me on. But I'm Saint Uno. You know, music artist primarily, but I do a lot of things like a lot of talented people in the subconscious community. Um, I direct videos, edit videos,
Uh-huh.
got a video production company. I engineer music for people. And then I also kind of, for the past, like, I want to say 2, maybe 3 years, started making like spiritual videos on YouTube and stuff like that. Just
Yeah.
kind of, that's kind of when I got into Dolo and everything. And then just
Right.
like I've been making music since like for I want to say like 7, 8 years, and
Okay.
then you know what I'm saying didn't really see the growth that I
Mhm.
expected. So like I kind of like branched out into different avenues to kind
Okay.
of get more of a following, you know what I'm saying, like making spiritual videos and stuff like that. I do tutorial videos. I do all kind of stuff. I'm kind of all over the place. But I
Yeah.
actually had a podcast myself too at a point. I might bring it back. I don't know if I will, but I interviewed Dolo on it. I called it a podcast because we was like smoking on it, taking those podcasts. I did that for like a year, maybe like a couple of years back. So just doing content like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Trying to make
Yeah.
a name out here.
That's cool. That's cool. So you have like a lot of history, basically, like a lot of experience in the arts, in the content creation, film world, spirituality, um, and everything of that nature, whatnot. So um, I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. So what are what are some people that like inspire you, like early on your journey, as you were growing up and whatnot?
Okay. Well, like I said, I started really early. So I was doing. I went to college for film, right?
Okay.
But it was funny though, cause like people would always ask me like, "Oh, who are your like favorite directors and stuff?" And I like could never answer that question. Like I didn't really have any. I just knew I wanted to do that. So people were like, "What the hell? Like, how you want to be a director but you don't have no?" So I don't know. I just knew I wanted to be like making movies. Like I had favorite movies and stuff, but I was never too into it to where it was like I had, oh, this is my favorite. But in terms of music, I for sure have like inspirations. My favorite, like growing up, my favorite group was Outkast. My favorite in Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, Andre 3K was
Yeah.
kind of my favorite. So yeah, I was really into more like lyrical stuff as a kid, but then when I did kind of backwards. I feel like as a kid, I liked more like
What you?
conscious hip hop and stuff, but then
Okay.
like like my favorite rapper now is like Future probably. So like he definitely inspired me too. I roll. We can get into it. Yeah, like I said, I'm kind of like, but my favorite, my biggest inspiration as a rapper is probably Currency, just
Mhm.
because he spits a lot of like. Well, one, I used to be like a major weed smoker, so that was kind of one of the reasons. But then also like he always talks about doing this stuff like independent, like he got his own label, and he's just real motivational. So like, whereas a lot of stuff I listen to is just like cool, fun music, but when I listen to Currency, he really like motivates me to like be on my grind and like do shit. So
Yeah.
Yeah, those are probably my big three motivations as far as music goes. And then, of course, as far as like the spiritual videos and stuff, Dolo, obviously. I
Right.
was watching like Infinite Waters
Air.
videos. Wait, what happened?
I said air.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Before him, I was really watching like. Hold on, it's like. Let me turn on my real quick.
Okay.
I had to throw my AC on. It's getting hot as hell. It's like you in Atlanta too, right?
Yeah.
So it's like freezing in the morning and it's like warm out
Yeah.
now. Like I don't. It's kind of crazy. I don't know what's going on.
It's
But anyway.
like cold right now, but hot at the same
Oh
time.
really?
Yeah.
I was cold. I had the heat on. Now like got the AC on. Like it makes no sense. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, in terms of like content creation and stuff. So I used to watch like a lot of. Do you know who like Bobby Hemmett is?
You sound familiar, but no.
He like real like. He really got me into like spirituality. He's big in like Kemet, like you know what I'm saying, pro black, all that kind of stuff. But then like in his later years, he kind of got more just general spirituality and stuff. So he's kind of what really got me into like spiritual videos. And then like I used to watch like Infinite Waters and stuff. I don't really watch him anymore. He's like a YouTuber. He be doing like vegan spiritual videos kind of stuff. But I think since I was just in that algorithm, one day a Dolo video came up because I feel like they have like similar I don't know, topics or whatever. And then really since then, I ain't really been watching nobody since because it's like, you know, that's like a whole different dimension there. So yeah, those are my motivations. And then just everybody in like the subconscious community and shit who's like doing stuff, you know what I'm saying? Not just people, my peers and stuff. Like everybody's really motivating, you know what I'm saying? Who like takes time to make content.
It really does. It takes a lot of energy. I don't think people like realize that.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm going in, but I'll be drained sometimes.
No, yeah, especially when you're like when it's not like you're not making a living off of it, so you still have to like do what everybody else does to make a living, and then but also like know that that's not the end goal. It's like I can't just do this. Like you can't put it on the back burner, and then just like general life stuff too. So no, it's for sure a lot. For sure, I understand.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool. That's cool. That's good to know. Yeah. Outcast, I think you said was one of them. Classic. That's somebody I resonate with too. I was working at Patchwork Studios, and that's
you was?
Yeah.
Okay, that's dope.
So I was doing some marketing assisting over there, and we was looking at the records and everything. It was pretty cool just to see that that's kind of where they started at. You know, a lot of the artists down here in Atlanta that we are inspired by, or we like, you know, just seen over time growing up. So it's funny to see us kind of, as you're talking, I'm like, it's weird because it's like we're doing that same thing, but like in our own way. So yeah.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, even like, so I know you say you don't really know who like Bobby Hemmett is, but like he's like he was around in like the 90s, early 2000s, making like conscious videos and stuff. And it was crazy because I said the same thing about him. I was like, I used to watch his videos and be like, because he used to have like lectures and like people would come and it'd be like a whole community, people in a lecture hall, you know what I'm saying, talking about spiritual stuff. And I was like, I used to think like, wow, that's so cool. Like that'll never happen in these times. And now it's like, no, this is like, we're like doing that now, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's crazy to like, when your idols, well, they say like when your idols become your rivals, but they're not really rivals. It's just like when you're not like looking up to them anymore. It's like, okay, we're doing the same thing now. It's like,
real shit. I guess I don't even know what's going on back here, so we're just gonna leave it. But dang, it just made me like get off point. I know, what were you just saying for a second?
About like how like you look up to people, but then like it comes a time when you got to do it yourself. So it's like,
right,
just
like it's like you get to this point where you understand they're no different than you, but it's like so hard to make people like switch into that opposite. You know, not try to force them or anything, but to switch myself, like that was a lot. You know what I'm saying? To kind of just see, and then I don't know. It's weird nowadays. So I'm gonna get to the next question.
Nah, I feel you. I kind of want to speak on that though, because I feel like
Okay, yeah, I felt
I
it.
kind of like I don't know if this is exactly what you're talking about, but it's like I know for myself, I was just like a normal, like a. I mean, I'm still
Yeah,
normal, but it's like you know how like when you're not putting yourself out there like that, it's
yeah.
like
It's
you
like you
have a
step
certain
into who you really are.
right, yeah. You had an old group of friends, you had an old group of people, and people are so used to seeing you one way, and then like one day you decide like, okay, I know I was just like the fact that I even have Saint Uno on my thing right now. Like there was a point in my life where I'd have been like really insecure about like, should I call myself? You know what I'm saying? Like, but now it's like people be like, yo, what's up, Saint? And it's like, wow. But it's like, yeah, but like you can't really force those people who you knew that saw you one way to see you a new way. You kind of just gotta form like a new
Where
network of people, which is why this kind of
yeah.
shit is important because it's like, all right, because you probably have dealt with the same thing, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool. I always say, don't judge a person based on like what they're what they've mastered right now, or like don't judge people because what they might master right now you're still learning, and what and and in that sense, there could be things that you've mastered that they're still learning right now. So it's kind of like that each one teach one energy. I do
Yeah.
my best to try to stay out of it, but I still be like caught up sometimes. Like, oh my god.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, it's yeah. Every day is an uphill battle for sure.
Yeah,
I get
but
it.
so the next question is, how do you honor your uniqueness and others?
You
And
said, how do I honor my uniqueness and others?
mhm.
Um, really just like putting my putting myself out there, like kind of what we were just talking about, like how there was a point where it's like I had certain unique qualities about myself that, but I like hid them because they're like not normal, or it's like people aren't used to seeing me that way. But then it's like, am I just gonna die caring about other people and not caring about? It's like you gotta be. It's
Like,
like selfish, but it's not selfish because then it gets to the next part of your question where it's like, and others. It's like you kind of realize that you being unique, like everybody has a uniqueness. It's just people ignore it, or you know what I'm saying, maybe really hidden on deep down based on what they're into. But the more you can kind of be unique and embrace that and put that out and not care what other people think, it starts to spark minds like, oh shit, like I could start doing what I want to do too. You know what I'm saying? Because they're doing that. So and just really just staying with that and not being too worried if, like I was saying about how like we're not making a living off it at this point, but it's like that's not always the point. It's like you still gotta
right,
find time
yeah,
and energy to put into it. You know what I'm saying? You can't always be like, oh, this is not making money right now. You can't
yeah.
always be so into the 3D because that's how they get everybody. And then people just live their lives paying bills, and it's like, damn, I could have did so much, but it's like you
You
gotta
worried about the funds and shit. You got
right,
to enjoy it, yeah, and that's what brings out that uniqueness, and it's like you honoring that, and I see how you put that. Um, I think that was dope. So, like, in that aspect, I guess, what are some difficulties that you faced, like, or that challenge like your character, like who you see yourself as, or like some everyday stuff, or um, yeah, and whatnot.
um,
Like even with your music and going about your journey with that, can you see anything here?
yeah, like I mean, the challenges kind of are like never ending. I want to say, but they get better for sure. Like I remember when I first started out, like seeing people who you think, because you like every artist goes through this. Like they think, oh, these people are like my friends. These people are my family. So like when I
Yep.
present this, they're gonna like be my friends and my family. And it's like no, it's like complete strangers that you never met are like the ones that support it.
Show you the most love and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, because like we were saying earlier, it's just like they have a way of seeing you, and once you decide to change up that way, it's like
Yeah.
they can't handle it for some reason. So that was kind of
Or they
and
just
then
don't want
you
to.
you might take that as like you not being good at something, or like you not like you looking dumb. Like I remember I had people who was like close to me be like, yo, you dumb, like, and I'm like, whoa, bro, like
Oh,
we used
that's
to be
hard.
Yeah, it's like, what do you? But it's really just people like not.
Fucked up.
Yeah, it's like just people just not. You can't worry about it. Like you got to have a. That's the thing too. You can't be like, I don't ever want to be like one of those artists who's like being a victim. It's like, oh, no one supports me. It's like it's not no one's job to support you, and it's like you really just can't care about those people, and you really got to just look at it as like a blessing, because it's like they just, y'all are not on the same frequency anyway for them to even kind of think like that. So it's just get them out of your life now and just use that as motivation to prove them wrong and keep doing you and keep forming connections with people who do understand. So that's for sure a big struggle. And then also kind of what I was talking about earlier, just like balancing, you know, like real life and real responsibilities with chasing your dreams.
Yeah.
Because it feels like I don't even like this. I don't even like that phrase, chasing your dreams. I want to like living.
I like. I'm starting to. You started interrupting. But
No, you good.
To use different wording a lot. Like I'm deep into that, just like what I say and everything.
No,
and,
me too. That's why I said I don't. I want to take that back. Chasing your dreams.
Take that back. So
yeah, because I literally made a video. I was like, don't call them dreams, call them reality. It's just, it's like, that reality may not be physical yet, but it's like it's a mental reality, right? But that's still a reality, and you just have to work harder to make it physical. But when you say chase your dreams, you're like you're keeping it a dream, and you're keeping chasing. So it's yeah. So I'm on the same. I feel you.
I feel you. Too. Okay, so. What advice would you give to somebody younger than you, kind of like coming up trying to find their way, and there's so many like ideas, like do you, like, do you think things are oversaturated with that? Like how could you help them kind of sort through all
I mean, kind of, that's funny you say that, because that's kind of my answer. I'm like, yo, if anything, people younger than me can give me advice. I feel like everyone nowadays is like I went to college and shit like that. I feel like everybody now is just like, on the internet, you know what I'm saying, being a superstar, and they're like, I'm like, y'all going harder. I can take tips from them, really.
I did a reading on that and said, whatever the kids doing, we need to be doing it, because
facts. I'm like, I'm studying their moves, really. I don't really, I can't really teach them much.
Oh yeah, for real. So I guess, young folks, out there watching us and whatnot, along your own journey, keep doing you.
Just keep doing you. But I can't give them this advice though, as an older person.
Yeah.
Because I feel like, okay, everybody's chasing their dreams and stuff now, which is cool. But then I also feel like there's I feel like a lot of people in the younger generation have like this mentality of like, if they're not like rich by 25, then like they failed or something like that. Or like if they're not a TikTok influencer by like the time they're like, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's like, oh, I'm going to be rich by like 20. And it's like, yeah, I thought the same way, but it didn't happen, but like I'm still going. So I guess not to be so stressed out about time limits while you're you know what I'm saying, living your truth and doing what you want to do, because we see a lot of examples of people blowing up in teenagers and stuff like that, but that's at the end of the day, that's not going to be everybody's reality. So it's like, you don't want to get in a space where you're like all depressed and beating yourself up and feeling like you're a loser because you didn't make it by a certain time, because it's just like really everybody has their own journey, their own growth speed and stuff like that. So it's just like, don't beat, like I used to beat myself up a lot, you know what I'm saying, and it just wasn't productive. And the older I got, I'm like, wait a minute, I could just do what I want to do and not have so much expectation and standards, and like it's okay, I don't have to beat myself up about it. So that's what I would tell them. Don't beat yourself up so much.
I would definitely say that is spot on. Like that last part, especially because so many of us, if you're watching so many different things online and, just kind of allowing yourself to be overly influenced, that's what you're going to feel. You're going to feel like
yeah, for sure. Like I even just I'm really just like fresh off of like an IG detox. Like this past month, and then like, so this is kind of like perfect timing. I'm just like check the chat, and I was like, all right, let me just. This is like my comeback, kind of really, but like, yeah, it's important to like not get, because you'll forget that like real life exists. Always just looking online at everybody's like digital life, and like the internet. I'm not saying it's all a bad thing, because IG and all that stuff is great, like for connections and like building
But
your own
like,
business and stuff.
it's not the same.
Yeah, exactly, and you got to kind of remind yourself that sometimes, like, okay, like you get so caught up in like followers and online and all this stuff. It's like, wait a minute, let me just make sure I'm good as like a human first, and then like everything else will come. So,
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was good. I'm hoping. I think that solar systems will be coming soon.
I wasn't gonna ask. I was like, I thought bro was gonna be on here, but
like waiting for the second guess, y'all. Still. But
it's all good. If you ran out of questions, I got questions for you, low key.
Okay, hold on.
Are you all out?
Green, because this is like, I don't know what's going on. Okay, yeah.
Because I told you I used to do a podcast too, so I'm well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm well. Okay. So first of all, what's the origin story of the name, the mango name?
You know, it's crazy. I really don't know. Everybody asks me, and I have no idea.
That's kind of cool though. It's like, it is what it is.
I was just like, I would have wanted to be Cliffatonic Mango. You know, it was like so weird. I was just writing it down. I kept writing it, and then, but at the time, I was going to a port. I was in high school. Yeah, so I was in high school, and I was depressed. I was so depressed because of all the shit that I had been through when I was a child. So I hadn't like processed that. And then I didn't know I was going to become a tarot reader, none of that. I was not into anything. And I was remembering that I just knew I wrote a lot of songs at that time. And when we were in class, everybody was getting so like deeply connected. Maybe that's when it happened. And then after that, I remember we had a few people over at the house, my mom's house at the time, and we performed. Like, it was intimate. It was like a Christmas thing. It was cute. I was like, okay, I don't know what this is, but I kind of was seeing like the magic, I guess. And then right after I went to college, or I came back like that first semester, I saved up my money. I had like $150 or something, and I went to Guitar Center, and I got some microphones and speakers, and I went to my mom's new house, her backyard, and I was like, all right, I invited like 9 artists, don't know why, and then I said, once they got over there, they have like a +1 or something, that their audience was everybody on live, and that was in 2017. So I've talked about this before, and it was just crazy because at that time, IG just started the live stream. So we wasn't even thinking about this shit. It was just some crazy shit. I feel like I did it first. So I had the first live event. I'm claiming it.
I had the first live event.
Fuck that shit. Yeah.
Hey,
and
I'll argue with you.
That's where the story came from. And somehow in between CTM, Club Titanic Mango guy, they was throwing events. It was like everybody wanted to make music videos and shit, and I just happened to be the person who was like, all right, you know what I'm saying?
Right, bringing it all together.
Yeah, but I didn't know it was gonna turn out to be any of this.
Okay, for sure. It kind of sounds like an anime to me. I don't know why. It just does. You said what?
I said, oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching some anime now.
You say you don't?
I do.
Okay, so that's I was like I said, do you? Because maybe it just naturally affected that. I feel like. Okay.
So many things. That's kind of cool you brought that up because, yeah, I definitely feel like I was being influenced, or I was just understanding that energy, like we're talking about, just how to influence who's influencing me. And I remember at the time too when I was making music. I don't know why I'm just randomly going off, but fuck it.
So, no, that's the whole point.
I remember at the time when I was making music, damn, where am I going with this? So yeah, I didn't like to ever make music when people are around, and I will always like stop listening to people's music for like months. It might be like 6 months or 3 months. I wouldn't listen to any music by anyone, and then I would just make my own songs. But I thought I was crazy. I thought I was tripping. A lot of my songs.
No, I do the exact same thing. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, I thought I was tripping, and then I realized like, oh no, I just have my own sound, and I think um, that's some good advice for young folks. You know, just don't feel like you have to. I guess indulge in everybody else's thing. Like find your thing that you can get like fully invested in, and you just don't give a fuck about what the world has going on.
Right. Yeah. And especially with social media, it's so easy to indulge in what everybody else got going on.
Right.
Yeah. So, nah, for sure. You gotta, yeah, I do the same thing. Like growing up, I was like a huge music head. Like, I used to spend hours listening to music, downloading music. But then once I started making it myself, I was like, I barely listen to, I mean, I still listen to people, obviously, but it's like, no way.
Right.
Yeah, I listen to it myself a lot more and stuff. So, and I think it does kind of help you prevent you from like copycatting other people too. You know what I'm saying? Because you'll just kind of naturally make music out of people that you like because it's like you're always listening to it.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
So.
definitely feel that. So yeah, find your unique thing. Don't copy. That is another thing. If you don't copy, that's how you actually have more fun. You know, with your journey, and you're not so depressed or anxiety. All these fake ass. It's a lot of just fake mental health stuff that they just project. You know, it's just everybody processes things differently, and they don't know how to. They want to categorize it. You know what I'm saying?
I
So
would like give it a name and like, oh, you have this and stuff. Like that's what you mean, pretty
no,
much.
it's just people learn different. Some people are auditory. Some people are visual. Some people got to, you know, touch things to understand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah. So yeah, learn how you want to learn. You know, learn at your own speed. And I got some more questions if you want to.
Oh yeah, for sure. Let's keep it
But
going.
you got one. If you have one, you can ask
Nah,
first.
we can go back and forth. It's all good.
Okay. So I'm trying to choose which one. Uh, okay, this is a good one. So, what do you see? Are there some things that you see going on in the world that are not, you know, being talked about, obviously, and that you want to say or say something about, or do you think will inevitably happen?
I'm sorry. Can you ask that again?
Oh, okay. So, um, I was saying, are there some things that you see going on in the world that you think are not being talked about that should be, and what are they? Or do you think there are some things that are going to happen that's inevitable, and what are they? You can answer like either one.
Oh, it's like an either or kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I was trying to put them together. That's why I was confused. Um, I mean, yeah, I feel like I kind of want to answer the first one, but like not answer it though, because it's like
Do
there
what you
are things in the world that aren't getting attention, but at the same time, I feel like it's the kind of energy where it's like, you know how they say like be the change you want to see in the world. Like I don't like to be like a preacher, like, oh guys, we need to focus on this. It's just like I just want to like do it. So like me personally, I feel like people are like way too invested. Again, kind of what we were talking about like what other people think and like just trying to. It's weird because it's like social media got everybody quote unquote like being themselves and like putting themselves out there, but it's still kind of in like a in the uniform way, and it's like you don't have to always like you can just like even like I made a video about this how like the most kind of like viral things on like TikTok and Instagram and stuff is like literally people hopping on trends, right? So it's like there's like a trending sound or a trending dance, and everybody does this. So it's like you're putting yourself out there to get like a name for yourself, but the way you're doing it is by like hopping on a trend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and people will try to be like, oh, it makes sense. This is how you gain it. And it's like, I get that it makes sense, but it's like, it kind of defeats the purpose for me. It's like, if I'm going to be putting myself out to be an individual, I don't want to have to do that by always using a trend or something to make you want to pay attention to it, you know?
It should be something natural. You should always flip everything when it comes to social media. Yeah, definitely.
Right. So, yeah, I just feel like people are too focused on trends, trending topics, even in terms of like content creation, you know what I'm saying? And I fall guilty to it too. I'm not like above it. Like I do videos about like, you know, trending top, what's happening and stuff, but it's always,
it's not what you do.
Wait, what'd you say?
It's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Right, exactly. And then I also have like the intention of like, you know what I'm saying? Like I always make sure that that's not like my like bread and butter. Like I'll do it to get, and it does like bring different people in who weren't because I can post like 1,000 like spiritual videos and people won't be into it. But then I'll talk about something popular that could reach new people. And then since they're already on the channel, it's like, oh, let me check out some, you know what I'm saying? So it's like kind of just playing the game. But yeah, I just feel like everybody's just so much into trends, but it's like they disguise it as like being like they disguise it as being themselves. Like, oh, this is my podcast, this is my thing. But we're all just kind of talking about the same things, and it's like, no.
Yeah. I definitely fall victim to that a lot, and I think also just like as someone who likes to dance, that's what I just stay. I stay with certain things. Like
you say you stay in what?
I said I stay in my lane with certain things.
What do you mean by that?
When it comes down to social media, like I understand how certain niches work. So for me, if you are gonna have to hop on a trend, I say you should do it in a way where just talking to young folks, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like do it in a way where it just fits you, you know, not you trying to fit in. So I like what you said, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just giving them a different understanding aspect, whatever you want to say.
Right.
Point of view. So I don't know if I asked this one yet. So it says, what was a fear that you had about who you truly are or could become, like growing up? Like something that almost prevented you from fully, or whatever, you know?
What is a fear I had about who I am or who I could become?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we touched on it a little already, but just basically it was like growing up, I never like saw, like growing up, I was very like, I'm going to grow up and like get a job. And like I never, like, I didn't do like I said, I was super into music, but I didn't like make it myself until I got into like college. So like growing up, I mean, I played sports, I played basketball and stuff, but like, I was pretty sure I wasn't gonna like make it to the NBA or anything like that. So I don't know. I just saw myself being kind of normal. So it wasn't really like, it wasn't until like I got older and life just like kind of put me on my ass that I really had to like tackle those questions. You know what I'm saying? It was not like I was like always this person like, oh, I'm like, I feel like an outcast. It's like, no, I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like a pretty normal, quote unquote normal person for like a majority of my life. But then
I was definitely low-key a badass.
You were?
I was super smart. I probably was like a secret smart ass.
Okay.
Aquarius ascendant, so.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't care. Yeah.
Facts. Yeah, so like,
but
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't like I said, it's just when I got into like the quote unquote real world, and
I got into it, then I was like, oh, okay.
Well, you got into what?
When I got into the real world, or I started kind of learning.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh yeah, I think I know what I'm doing.
Okay. No, I had like the opposite experience. I was like, I thought I knew what I was doing, being normal all this time, but like I had no fucking clue because I'm like I like graduated college. I'm like working in Chick-fil-A, and it's like I think I want to like rap now, and it's like it was just really weird. But it was also because like I wasn't able to, like I said, I went to school for film, but I never really like got a like a good job in it or nothing like that. So like it just kind of
Yeah.
put like I just felt like life was kind of passing me by. And it's like, well, if I'm gonna be working at Chick-fil-A, I might as well be rapping if this is what I really want to do. Cause I think I secretly always really wanted to do it, but I just didn't see myself as that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like,
Okay.
you know, if you don't have nobody examples for it to do it, it's just kind of like no one in my family is really like creative or nothing like that. So everybody just kind of got jobs and shit. So but so it's like they all do that, but I couldn't really do that because like I wasn't about to get no job. I hated it. Like if I couldn't get one in my field, I just said forget about it. So I really just had to kind of like go against, you know what I'm saying, people telling me to like give up my dreams and give up what I want to do, and just really just fight that and be like, nah, like I rather lose. I'd rather try do what I want to do and quote unquote lose
I'm the same.
than like play it safe and just, you know what I'm saying, do something that I know I'm not going to enjoy. So that was kind of a struggle. But that, like I said, that didn't happen until like I was like 20 type.
Okay. Yeah. I'm the same way. That's what I'm saying. Like no. It's just certain things I'm not gonna do.
Right. And it's like, and I feel like what we're saying, like when you ask me about like the younger generation, I feel like they go hard at it. Like
Yeah.
I remember like when I first got out of college, I was like, it was still kind of like taboo to like post certain things on like your Facebook and stuff like that.
Right.
And like I remember like even in college, I made like I had like a group of friends and we would like post like rap videos, just like freestyle videos. And then like we ended up deleting them though, because we were like, oh no, when we get into the world, like God forbid somebody sees that like what
Yeah.
happened?
I did the same thing. Yeah.
Bro, and it's like, and now you grow up and it's like, yeah, back then they were like, oh, don't have all this crazy stuff on social media. Now it's like,
That was the hardest content ever.
right, it was. And now these kids are like, like the world is social media. So they're like, they don't even have to deal with that. They're like, fuck, like we're going to put it all out there and not even work.
Right.
Like, I feel like jobs and stuff, not that I would know, but like I feel like they don't even really care about that stuff no more because you can't fight it. It's like everybody is dancing on TikTok. So like, how are you going to like hold that against somebody? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly.
So yeah, I feel like that was like a struggle that I had to go through. I'm like, damn, y'all lucky y'all had to go through that. Like worrying of like, can I be an individual or like if me chasing my individuality, is that going to like prevent me from like being able to survive? Like it's corny.
That's a really good point you made there, or just like a deep like ending right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't really have any more questions though. So, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I had some. So I had like some. Well, first of all, I see you rolled your eyes when I said I like Future. So like, what's up with that? Like, why you don't fuck with Future like that? Tell me your beef.
Oh my god!
Is it him as a person or his music or both?
Future is cool. I never said anything about Future.
Your eyes said it all, though.
Oh my god! You know what I'm saying? It's just I'm gonna just the same way I talk with intentions. I also listen to music that is truly uplifting and inspiring. Like I understand like the power of listening to certain songs, and it's just like anything, you know. Just like we're talking about being influenced. I'm not trying to be influenced the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to go to the future, but the right way. Sorry.
Right. Go to the future the right way. Nah, I feel that. I feel
Or my
that.
way. My way. His right. I'm not saying his way is wrong. It ain't no wrong or right way. But shit, for me, you got to just know what's for you and what's not.
I feel you. Nah, we can leave it at that. I get that. I would answer that the same way. It's like it ain't for everybody. I completely understand that.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see. Can we Can we get uh solar systems in here?
Are you messaging him?
Yeah, I'm about to.
Okay. And then my next question was actually about StreamYard, because I was actually thinking about getting it. So are you like on multiple Cause I know you can stream to like multiple platforms with it, right?
I haven't tried that yet, but you should be able to like. I'm streaming right now to YouTube, but there is like a list, so you should be able to. I think
You could do like YouTube and IG like at the same time type.
I didn't even know you could do IG if you
I
could.
think you can, because that's why I was interested in it. Because I was like, because I don't even really go live ever, but I was like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, eventually you gotta do the go live thing. But I was like, if I do it, I don't want to just I don't feel, because I'm already worrying about like posting on all these social platforms. Like, damn, I gotta worry about going live on IG, going live on YouTube. So I was looking for something where you could like go live on all of them at the same time. But I think I'm pretty sure you can.
No, I know what you mean.
But yeah.
All right, so I'm reaching out right now. Okay, so where did we leave off at? Or
Um.
my bad.
No, that's good. I think I was just asking why you don't like Future, and you was like everything ain't for everybody, and I was like, I feel that.
Nah, Future is cool. Future, yeah. My bad. I'm just like, man. I think it's funny how when I was growing up, like I didn't. There were certain artists. I think it's funny to see. It's almost like your taste palette for music changes. It's like now I listen to him, but I don't know why when I was growing up, I was like certain artists I just couldn't click with. It's so hard. You know?
No, yeah, for sure. That's why I even don't even like when people say like best rapper, because it's like, can you really say, like, it's art at the end of the day. It's like you can't really say who's the best. Like everybody's gonna like different stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like we're all judging based on different criteria. So it's like you can't
I
even
think that's
really.
interesting that you brought that up. Different criteria because it makes me think about like critics these days or like these webs. I think it's kind of cool how things are changing a little bit because at least um I don't know why I'm starting to think about like PR stuff or publicity bullshit is like dying out or something. I don't know why I want to say that. Or it's just getting like people are getting better at staying away from certain toxicity. I have been seeing like a wave with that where they're like talking like about what we posting and whatnot on different social media. Or people are trying to become more mindful or aware, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, but that can low key get too scary though. Like sometimes, like
Yeah,
you mean like cancel culture and stuff. Like you got to be like politically. Like I don't really fuck with.
yeah. Oh no, I didn't even think about that.
I don't really fuck with being politically correct all the time.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like sometimes I might just post a video just to like be a. I don't even like just to be a. I don't want to say an asshole, but just to not be politically. I'm not trying to be like
Oh yeah, just the yeah, yeah.
just to like, because I feel like if I can't like ruffle your feathers a little bit and then you still fuck with me, it's like you don't really fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? It's like we shouldn't have. We're not supposed to all agree on
Yeah,
everything. So it's like
right,
just
right.
be fine with the fact that we're all not going to agree, you know, everything. And, you know what I'm saying? Be PC all the time. Because then there's also like a lot of censorship and stuff too. Like, as I'm sure you know, especially with like I don't even want to say it on your live stream because I feel like it's going to get it booted off. But like,
Oh yeah, don't yeah. Man.
yeah, he said don't even say it. But like, you know, it's talking about certain issues, dude. It'll just like, YouTube will like just take it down. And like, oh man. I'm just like, man, what happened to
The
being
censorship. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that kind of makes people like you were saying, like be careful, like, oh, like be all PR oriented and like let's make sure we're all talking about.
I guess that goes back to the original point about us being unique and stuff. Like you have to. A part of it is like not being scared to be unique, because then you give space and room for others too. And it's like we kind of. That's the whole point. We kind of have to stay true. Otherwise, we just will get like confined in our own like that fight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Be who we just really are. We kind of have to.
Yeah, or else we'll all be robots.
Yeah, so that's another point to hit at. But so it's just didn't say anything. So you know what I'm saying?
It's all good.
It's all good, you know.
We held it down.
We held it down. This was like super dope. Super fly was like real quick.
Oh yeah, no. I appreciate it.
We went deep too. I loved it, you know. So
yeah.
Is there any last words? Anything else you want to say? Or
tell
our audience watching in the past, present, future?
Nah, just we kind of hit on everything. Just like, you know, be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about how long it's gonna take, or you know what I'm saying. Get rid of all expectations and just do it for fuck's sake of doing it. You know what I'm saying? That's really the way to do.
Yeah.
Do you? Yeah. And yeah, I appreciate you having me on the platform. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's watching, you can follow me at Saint Uno ATL on all platforms. We talked about it. I do all kind of nonsense. So yeah.
Yeah. And hey, stay tuned, you guys. And that's it. We're gonna wrap out. Peace, y'all.
All right, cool. Yeah, have a good one.